Hello, all. It's been a while since I last did a video here, and I just decided that I would pull out some type of pencil I haven't used very much, Derwent Metallic, water-soluble metallic pencils, and my Stonehenge, the small one of the Stonehenge Aqua Coldpress Black. It's 100% cotton watercolor paper, but it is black. It's cold press, so it's smooth. Very nice paper. And I'm making sure I'm lining up here. And I am. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these out of here. Since it's not a black, I can, yeah, that'll be the best way to do it. Okay, this I got at a product show to see if I would like it. And I did, so I do actually have a large version of this, but for today, we're going to work on this. All right, this is the set of, what, 12? Yeah, 12 metallic water-soluble colored pencils. And I figured I would start with some kind of, well, since this is the first time using them, I figure I'll use I'll just sketch. What am I going to put? Actually, yeah, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I will start with just some kind of wow, that's nice. I'll do some kind of a plant, I think. And I will say I'm not really a plant artist, a landscape or foliage artist, but there we go. Say hello to the motorcycle. Okay. Put a couple in here. Maybe put some little tendrils. This is a yellow. Looks like there's a lot of metallic. I mean, obviously it's metallic, but a lot of metallic colors, gold, bronze, copper. I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of this. Can you see what I'm doing? Maybe I can scoot in a little bit. There we go. All right. We'll see how this works. And maybe put in just a little bit of color here. I will be adding water to this in just a bit. We'll see how it blends on here. Let's see. This is just a little makeup brush that I've had for a while that I bought specifically for art. All right, this one that's a pink. This is a red, purple, a blue. Okay, let's try the red. Go ahead and that's a bronze. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do we'll do the yellow for the center of this little flower. And maybe start with the red. All right, it lays down really nice on here. This is the first time I've used these types of pencils on this particular paper. So I have to remember to keep talking. So we'll see how it goes. The color is nice and bright, even before adding water. Yeah, it shows up really well on here as well. Okay, so let's see. If I were to add maybe a little bit of pink at the edges here. Oh no, this is purple. Purple at the edges here. A little bit of purple. And let's add the pink over here. This is kind of a experiment to see how exactly this works. No, I don't want that there. I will take some of this though. We'll add a little bit of blue into the middle. Just making up this flower, obviously. And we'll see what happens. Okay. Add a little stem right there. Maybe put a, what would you call that? A little bud, maybe that hasn't opened. All of you botanists out there are yelling at me, I know, but there we go. And let's add a little bit of color as well. And then use the green again. And to change it up a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of, what is this? Pewter, silver, antique gold, and bronze. I think I'm going to do, oh, let's see. I'll add a little bit of this blue. Blue is always good with green. Add a little bit more depth here. I'll see what's going on. All right, I'm still here. And let's add pewter. No. How about antique gold? Excuse me. I'll add a little bit in here just to give it a little bit of a something in the way of a background. All right. Now I'm going to grab a brush. I'm going to grab a brush and let's see, watercolor. Should I have that over here? That is not watercolor. Okay, these will work. Okay. That is not a watercolor either. Oh well. Here we go. Let's see how it goes. Add a little bit of water on this one. Okay, we definitely lose a lot of the delineation, a lot of the chroma. Color fades. So I will be putting more back in, but we'll see. All right. Well, yeah, you can see the blue. It kind of gives it a bit of a, I mean, it's got a shimmer anyway, but let's go ahead and add in. I used a little too much water there. And it does fade out quite a bit, which is fine if that's what you're going for. It's not really what I'm going for. So I think with these I'm going to have to do a more solid application of color. I was kind of hoping I could slide by with, I didn't know how much pigment it was going to drop and how much was going to be visible. So we will just see. All right. It's interesting. Let's use this guy for the background. Yeah, that just totally disappears. This is not the brush that I thought I was grabbing, but it works. It'll work all right. This particular brush was part of a set that was given to my daughter. One of those little gift sets. And she doesn't paint, so she offered it to me. And she likes to draw and use alcohol markers, like Copics, Hoo-Hoos.
Sorry. I just sent you a message. So I was wrong first.
And let's see. Okay. So you can see it's still pretty bright, even though it desaturated a lot. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and add in a lot more color. And then we'll see. Just to see what we can do with it. Okay. I'm going to add some of the gold inside. Oh, that's very dry. Even dipping it in the water. Wow, that's really rough. Might have to play with that one a little bit to get it to loosen up. Where'd the antique gold go? Here's the antique gold. Is that one a little bit softer? Yeah, that's just ripping up the paper. Okay. I will have to try those in a little bit because that's not working. Let's go ahead and add in some of the blue back in here. And the yellow. The yellow is such a light color, it tends to disappear. And I think this is no exception. Gonna add some yellow in here. Some in the center there. Having to apply pretty hard, which is kind of ripping up the paper. And that could be due to just a lack of experience with this material, these pencils, or it could be actually the materials themselves not working together. Let's see. I don't know. I will probably be adding something else on top of this, maybe even a gouache because not really digging the way it's blending here, or not blending. Not that I was expecting a clean blend, but I expected a little more than that at least. Let's see. What can I do? Alright, that's the pink. Where's the red? I'll take the red, bring it in here. See how this works. Alright. And I think it's different. Let's see. Do I dare? This is a oil-based charcoal pencil from Jerry's. And I usually use these with OMS, with Gamsol. What am I going to do here? I know what I'll do. I'll grab some of my white acrylic gouache here by Holbein. And I'm just going to apply some straight from the tube. Give a little bit of a kind of brighten this up a bit, maybe. Now the acrylic gouache, you're probably familiar with it, but it's just like it goes down like a gouache. It's water-based, which acrylics are too. But once it's dry, you cannot re-wet it. It's just like acrylics, which I really like, but I've never really tried actual acrylics. I mean, actual gouache. That is something that I've always wanted to try, and I will be at some point. That's a little thicker than I meant to get, but we'll see here what I can do. Good thing about gouache acrylic is that you can pause just one moment. Okay, there was a bit of a interruption there, but I think I'm back in the same spot. Okay, I'm using the acrylic gouache, and as I was saying, acrylic gouache is just like gouache, except for it is not liftable or movable once it's dried. It's not going to go anywhere. You can use it with regular gouache, but I've never used actual gouache, so that is something I plan to do in the future on this channel. Okay, got that. That is very bright, but you know, while I'm doing it, may as well bring up a couple more of these and I'll play with them a little bit too, just to see how they show on here. Alright, I'm not going to need the black, but I do have another white. And there's the scarlet, the purple. We have a light green. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what it looks like. Just take some, again, straight from the tube. Now, what I like about these pencils is that they're more muted. This is not going to be muted at all. But experimentation is part of the game, part of the fun, and you can't be too precious with your materials or you'll never figure out how to use them. You'll never learn what you like and what you don't like. Then I don't actually hate that. And I am not a bright color person, but I don't dislike that. Okay, scarlet, I think that's gonna be a little too orange of a red. Yeah. Let's look at the carmine. That one will be, yeah, that is definitely better. Okay. Rinse this so I don't end up with a gray, because you may or may not know, if you use complementary colors, mix them together, you're going to get a gray or brown. All right, dry it off a bit. Let's try this. And it's nice and rich. Again, just using it straight from the tube. And it does change the brightness of the overall piece. But you know, like I said, we're experimenting today. Because I wanted to see how these worked on here, and I discovered I don't really like how they work on here. So we move on. Okay. I love the brightness of the red against the black. Since I'm not diluting it with water, it's going down, it's taking a little more to get it in here than it normally would. I'm going to feather out these edges a little bit because I don't feel like doing a straight clean edge. These were originally going to be, this is going to be a drawing, but it's turning more into a painting, isn't it? That's right, it'll still have drawing elements, and I'm still going to go in and do some other things with it, just to see how it works. Okay, so let's pull out. Yeah, good. And you know what? Yeah, the yellow is going to be too bright. I will pull out some of this more orangey red. Just rinse my brush using the same brush for all these colors, but again, it's acrylic gouache, so it is easily rinsable if you get it while it's still wet. Okay, let's see here. Blend that in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay. Since this is also kind of turning into a a test of the Holbein Acryla Gouache, which I have used a little bit in the past, but not enough to know exactly how it works properly, how to use it the way I want to use it. And I am holding the brush in a way that it gives me a little more control, but it also, because I have a little more control, it takes away from the looseness. So we'll see. We'll see how we like it. And by we, I of course mean me. All right. Oh, yes, I want to add some of that bud as well. And again, because this is it's a water-based medium, but it's acrylic as well, it's harder to, well, I mean, it's impossible to blend once it's dried, but of course you can layer. It's opaque, and this is nice and bright, at least. It shows up really well on the black. All right, what am I going to add here? What's a good color? I think I'm going to come over here. Why not? Let's go ahead and pull out some of my metallic Winsor Newton ink. And do we want that one? Do we want I think we want the silver, actually. No, we'll stick with the gold. I've got it out. Shake it up. It's very pretty ink. It's Winsor Newton, if you've ever used it. I have it in many different colors. And this one is very liquidy. All right, let's see here. I don't know if you can see that. It's very pretty. Okay. I'm gonna grab a different brush. I've never actually tried one of these with ink. I've used it with paint. It's a silicone brush used for carving into the paint. I'm going to see if it even works here. I might not have shaken it up enough, but we'll see. Again, this is all an experiment. We see what we like, see what you can do. And the lid, you can see that color. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if it's focusing because my phone is my camera and it's up above my head. So we'll just check this out. See if we can add a little bit in here. Seems to be a little more blended than the other, than in the jar. I normally shake these up a lot longer than I just did. Okay. That's interesting. And that shows up really well, of course, because it's a metallic on a dark color. And these inks are just so nice because they've got an awesome shimmer. And then when they dry, they're just as bright, sometimes even more so. So thinking I'm doing all sorts of stuff that I normally don't in a piece because I'm just playing. Figuring out how these guys work together. And I do like it. Okay, let's see if I can stir this up a little bit. I wouldn't do that if it wasn't a silicone brush, because bristles will, if you get ink in the ferrule, wow, okay, that's a lot. If you get ink in the ferrule, then it's really difficult to clean out, and it'll eventually destroy your brush. All right. I can grab a little bit of that out of there. Okay, it almost gives like an embossed effect because I didn't lift it fast enough, but I'm fine with it. Nice and shimmery. This is completely not the direction I thought it would be, but I like it. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? You play with it, you figure out what you like, what you don't like, and you just roll with it. You can hear the song of the silicone. But you can see it cleans very well, very easily. Okay. And I think that might be as much as I do with this one. Yeah. I think that one is done. So let's move on. I'm going to grab one more of these. You can see there are quite a few little cards in here. All right, now this one I'm going to try something different. All right, I'm going to take this other one. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? I'm going to try these guys out on it. Again, this is the Jerry's Autorama. It's an oil-based charcoal. And I'm going to draw a fish. So I've got an eye here. I do have some images of fish over here, but I'm not going to follow them exactly. Just kind of get a basic outline here. Okay. Okay. Like I said, just a basic outline going. And you know, I think, no. I'm just going to keep going with this. Just kind of get a eye in there. And a little lateral line going. I'll take just take a little bit of this. Add a little bit of brightness up here. Okay. And I'm not usually one for adding a bright color on something that, again, that I wasn't intending to, but let's just see what happens. And since this is okay, here we go. Let's grab I'm going to use this because I didn't grab a palette, but I'm going to put a little bit, just a little bit there, and a little bit of water, send some water. And see how it goes. Okay. Again, we're just playing, just figuring out how everything works on this surface. And watered down, I kind of like it. All right. Add a bit more water here before it dries up. This one is a bit darker here. All right, I'll get a little more. Not a whole lot. Okay. I'm just gonna grab some more water over here, mix it in. Now, I really like the opacity of this blue. Well, I like the opacity of this paint, period. But again, you just have to kind of play with it to figure out exactly what it is you want it to do and how to get it to do that. And so I've got this. Let's take a little bit of, let's see, what am I going to do here? I like that. I don't really want to get rid of that. So, okay. This is already very long. Okay, let's take a little bit of this yellow. Right there. Lemon yellow. And straight yellow on part of it. That's so bright. but that is fine. Get it around here. Give him a little bit of a some kind of a little design here. Like I said, I've got images of fish over here by my side, but I'm not following them. It's kind of reminding me, just with these colors, of a fish that we used to have in our saltwater aquarium. He was a neon damsel, and he was honestly kind of a jerk. We had to return him because he kept attacking the other fish and not letting them eat. He was a jerk. He was beautiful, but he knew it. Okay. So, all right, let's add a little bit of this blue before it totally dries. Let's give a nice green. And add a little bit to the line here. A little bit more of the blue. Add some color in this one. All right, let's rinse. And this will be the last one I do for this video. But add a little bit of light here. Give them a little more of a fin, because I like trailing fins. Nice and flowy. Gives them a little more character, a little more fun. And since these are, like I said, 100% watercolor, even though it's black, 100% cotton watercolor paper, it can take a lot of water, a lot of scrubbing. All right, one more right stripe across here. And I think, I mean, I could definitely go on a lot more, but this is already pretty long. I'm just gonna let it end here. And see you guys in the next one, which will be very soon, because I want to. I want to start uploading more. It's been a while, and I have a lot of videos I want to do. This was just a really quick. It was supposed to be a quick video, and went a little longer, but you know, that happens. You start having fun with the supply. You just want to keep going. And let's see. Okay. All right, think that's about as far as I'm gonna get on this one. Okay. Thanks for watching. I will be back very soon.